from the team called the Morning Steam. It's time to break, run for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the Morning Steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
And good morning from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam here on the Sports Money Network for Wednesday, October 30th. Sports money is money, and the New York Yankees were money last night with the win over the Dodgers to preserve this World Series and keep it going for at least one more night here tonight. But hey, the Yankees have Garrett Cole, and you got Garrett Cole for one reason here. Several reasons, but this one in particular tonight, the big assignment here with the matchup against the Dodgers and Jack Flaherty as we have Game 5 tonight in the World Series following last night's dominating win by the Yankees. Yeah, the Dodgers got within 6-4 there after the Volpe grand slam put the Yankees ahead for good. Freddie Freeman, a home run in 6 consecutive World Series games. That is impossible right now. Freddie Freeman looks like straight out of Central Casting in that perfect white uniform, hitting home runs and smiling, running the bases. But was the Yankees who broke open the game with 5 runs in the 8th inning. We will have Game 5 tonight, and we'll preview it here. I was ready for the Dodgers to close them out, and I thought the Yankees bats wouldn't be able to show, but Dodgers pen a little bit too thin there. One thing about the strategy, though, of the Dodgers, even though those 5 runs got away and the grand slam, was that Dave Roberts did stick to the plan. Whether it was successful or not doesn't matter. He didn't jeopardize what he has going here, it feels like today, necessarily. So the Dodgers will be in the best position they can be in here as a plus 130 dog. This one's expected to go back to Los Angeles. I just saw moments ago from Japan, Yokohama over the South Bank Hawks. The road teams won all 4 games so far in the Japan series so far with the Bay Stars and the Hawks. But nonetheless, we'll preview our World Series here game in just a moment. NBA last night, in case you missed it, late action with the Pelicans and the Warriors. The Warriors looking good last night, getting the job done in the late game here out west, and there was one late hockey game with an upset. The Sharks knocked off the Kings last night. We did have the Sharks on the puck line as a premium pick winner and the under there here on the show, but I think things were a little rough for Ramon last night, so let's have some good picks here from the chat. All Stars, hello Stars, and let's say hello to a few folks here before we go into detail. I don't think there's anything else too earth-shattering worth talking about from our games yesterday. Certainly a little bit of news from the NFL. We saw Stephon Diggs. He'll be out with that knee injury that he suffered last weekend here. So, all right, let's see what we got and see who's here. Thank you for joining me today in the peace and quiet of the studios here in Las Vegas, if you know what I mean. Twisted was here to open the doors. Hey, everyone, like this video, subscribe to our channel, Sports Money Network, here on YouTube, the fastest growing sports betting channel on YouTube. Hit the thumbs up, like and share, and make sure to join us here on the Sports Money Network with our programming this week. We got a little bit of breaking news here with our programming here on the Sports Money Network. We do have coverage coming up from the guys with First Strike here for this week. UFC heading to Edmonton. We do have live coverage this weekend, but please join us here on the Sports Money Network this Friday and Saturday. I'll be joined by Keith each and every stride here on the network, and we'll provide live betting coverage of the Breeders' Cup World Championships from Del Mar here on the Sports Money Network. We're going to branch out into some exciting horse racing coverage here with Keith each and every stride on the network on Friday. Want you to join Keith and I here for that coverage on Friday at 5:30 Eastern, 2:30 Pacific. We'll cover those first championship races from Del Mar. And then again on Saturday at 2:45 Eastern, 11:45 Pacific. Now, that will run right over the UFC coverage, but we're just going to provide a dual stream coverage there for this great event, the Breeders' Cup Championships, with Keith each and every stride, our analyst here, of course. He does it all. He's got horse racing. He'll even make it over to that UFC show on Saturday. So just want to break that news here with our programming coverage here, including that Friday coverage of the Breeders' Cup World Championships from Del Mar. Keith promised me it will be exciting with great racing action here and hopefully some winners from Del Mar, my home track. That's why I signed up for the assignment. I told Mikey, I said, if we got some coverage from Del Mar, I want to be a part of it. So join Keith and I here this weekend for Breeders' Cup coverage on Sports Money Network. And we've kind of made an agreement that we're going to cover some of the biggest racing events here in the next calendar year. All right, Dave's here. Let's see. He's freaking out. Good morning. He's freaking out. He says, "Great. I'm fired up. I'm freaking out too." Dave, here's Johnny. He says, "Get cracking with the sports money." Dave's also here for the Yankees. And let's see who else we got here in the chat. Dave thinks the Dodgers are going to trade. We got Dave thinks the Dave's going to trade the Dodgers Ohtani to the Padres. What? Have you lost your? I mean, that's just preposterous. Okay, here's a nasty Nate there. He had the Celtics trifecta yesterday. And Morgan's here, and he says he likes today college football action. Jacksonville State against Liberty. You got one team that covers the spread most of the time and one team that doesn't cover the spread most of the time, it feels like, with the games today. We'll preview our two college football games. And Robert McCormick is here today. Joseph Alvarado as well. Fernando is here. Maybe give us a little action on the pitch. Although today, domestic tournament action here. So I'm not going to be too heavy in the domestic tournaments. I'll take a look at Serie A here today with 4 matches. I split my 2 matches yesterday. There with the the 2-1 yesterday. We went with our VIP selections from the action. We had, what did we have here yesterday? We had a winner with Bologna and Cagliari under, right? And we had another winner as well yesterday, 2-1 on those VIP domestic league picks. See what else we got here. And okay, I guess that's it right now. Okay, hey everyone, you can. Oh, Napoli, that's what it was. Robert, thank you. I was trying to remember actually yesterday. Napoli plus a half a goal, I think we had there over AC Milan. Thanks, Robert. I was trying to remember. I should. You'd think with I was a little under 500 yesterday for sure. You'd think I'd remember the winners. We already split action today so far from ATP Masters as well. You can sign up for my free picks over at winnable.com. I'll have action here today. In fact, if you'd like, you can pick up more action here right now. I've got picks here for today in more tennis action. I think I've got at least 3 or 4 more matches here from the ATP Masters in Paris. Just saw a thrilling match. We split our matches so far. I had Poppy in the early one here just moments ago. A wild match with Medvedev. He won it. Did recommend him on the game spread, but he ended up winning the match in pretty thrilling fashion, actually. Got a little upset after a line call, had to replay a point, but really fired him up. Medvedev kind of stared him down a little bit, but you know how Daniil is. So Poppy wins. And then we just got shortchanged a little bit in the match. We had Echeverry over Dimitrov plus 3.5 games. He lost by 4 games. So, pretty big favorite, but we're on some dogs here. So check me out over at Winnable. You can use the promo code Steam to save 20%. I do have a paid package here. You can get all my picks for just 67 cents a day, $20 a month. It's really just to support me here on our viewer supported channel, Sports Money Network. And you can get also my free subscription. They'll get you some plays here today in tennis. And we're also alive here for a couple of plays, I think, in overnight action with the CBA as well. I think we're looking like a 2-in-1 day here with those, as we have Xinjiang over Shandong right now, looking pretty good. But we're going to split some totals here, it looks like, coming up. It's going to be close, but you can get those plays over a little extra action from me overnight. Use that promo code STEAM to save 20%. All right, thanks for listening to that. Let's go back over to the crew right now, see if anybody else showed up. We'll get started with the show. There it is, the address there, winnable.com/Ramon to get my premium picks, including tonight World Series, college football, NBA, NHL, and other sports as well. Use that promo code STEAM to save 20%. All right, see who else showed up here in the next couple of minutes. And Justin is here. All right. And Fernando says he was off a big day in the NBA. I could only come up with one winner, and that was over with Dallas and Minnesota. So I could use your help today as we preview the games. And we had one winner last night in college football with UL Lafayette. Pretty impressive there. I guess we could mention these couple of games. I don't remember much about them. They weren't thrilling. I was watching the World Series, but let's see here. Louisiana 23-17 was our winner there last night over Texas State. The Raging Cajuns led at halftime. They kicked 3 field goals in the second half for the win. Louisiana outgained them by about 50 yards, got a couple of turnovers. So we did have Louisiana there, and we had the under. We said go under in all 3 games. They went under in 2 of them. New Mexico State and Florida National certainly was trending under most of the game, and it did stay under the original number. But with that 4-point drop, that's why we moved it to a free play. It did go over with New Mexico and Florida International, because Florida International ended up blowing them out. 34-13, outscored them 27-7 in the second half. That wide receiver Rivers had 3 touchdowns and nearly 300 yards for Florida International. Top-notch performance there for Rivers of FIU. And here's a little Euro steam today. How about a little Euro steam to uh, keep us going? Anybody hear that new beautiful sound of the hardware? I have a computer here for sale, gang. Hit me up on X if you want a noisy laptop that ruins sports broadcasts. You can get it real cheap. Just hit me up. I'll even include all of my data on it. I'll send it to you. Uh, this thing's no better than super micro computer at this point. If you know what I if you know you know anybody. All right, and also Sam Houston 9-3 over Louisiana Tech. I said lay the points with Sam. I said lay 9. They could only score 9. You're not going to cover any spreads that way. The only touchdown of the game was a 40-yard run uh, early, and Tech turned the ball over 4 times. Sam couldn't take advantage of that, even though they did improve to 7-2. All right, let's get going here. I guess other news: Joe Flacco named the starter here for the Ravens. Good luck with that. I mean, I'm sure it's a good move. The way Richardson kind of uh, bowed out of that last game, so I think. Oh, also Deontay Johnson looks like he'll move from the Panthers to the Ravens. That will be a big move here. Trade looks like it's going to be announced here. So Johnson going to go to the Ravens, kind of shore up that wide receiver core. All right. Who else is here? Who's ready to go with our picks today? Thank you, Fernando, there. And Gerardo, good morning. Hello. And Thomas Bird, hello. And MMA guy, thank you. He's celebrating with me. Boy, and then I was meeting with the guys last night with Mikey and Keith and talking about our plans to cover the horse racing. And I was like, this computer power supply doesn't, I was cussing and screaming, and then I was able to get it. So I'm happy here so we can bring you hopefully a good show. All right, let's get to the previews here for today. And oh, wow, look at this. I think, let's just hold off on that news. I want to make sure something there before it's not breaking news or anything like that. But, and, all right, here we go. Get ready for the coverage right now. We're going to start, of course, with the world. Whoa, look at this one with FanDuel stock going up big time here right now. What's going on with FanDuel? Did everybody lose a bunch of parlays last night? Things up here 5% right now. Flutter, if you know what I mean. Flutter is FanDuel. Okay, let's get over to the World Series here right now and get the previews started for the games. With the Dodgers taking on the Yankees in Game 5. Can we force a 6th game and send it back to LA? The Yankees got great momentum there last night with the effort, as I mentioned. One thing we didn't mention in the monologue there about the game was one of the most bizarre plays that will certainly live for many, many years. In fact, no matter what happens, I would think that play with Mookie Betts dueling with the fans in right field certainly will be a memorable play that people will, I'm sure, remember for decades to come, probably long after I'm gone, because you just never see something like that. Now, it's all fair game. Where that ball was headed was fair game for those fans to try to catch that ball away from Mookie Betts, because I felt like it was over the line, even when that fan was signifying, where the ball was, despite the fact that he wrestled with his hand, with his arm. The men were actually holding Mookie Betts up by his arms and his hands by the time. Those guys were pretty strong. By the time they flipped the ball out of his glove, it was obviously an out. He had it long enough. Good call by the officials. The men were ejected from the game. Mookie certainly had every right to be upset, and he actually was very, very calm about it. We imagine a lot of players would have went off in that situation. So that was just such a bizarre play. Never seen anything like it, really. I mean, you can look back at some of the famous plays involving fans in Major League history. You think of certainly Jeffrey Mayer, another Yankee game there, but it wasn't any like contact or anything. That was just, pulling the ball in. But to actually pull, and, I don't mind the fans challenging bets for the ball. Even sometimes a World Series game, if the fan reaches over in foul territory, I think that's kind of, uh, you could get ejected from the game, but that's even a little bit more competitive than interfering with a live ball or whatever. But it was just uncalled for. Everybody knew those guys were out of line. But like everybody, especially like when an athlete blows his top a little bit or does something, you just don't know in the heat of the moment. And those guys were, Yankee fans, but what a bizarre play that was. All right, let's go here with Jack Flaherty and see if he can have, a good performance here in this one with the Dodgers, a big underdog here at $1.50 or plus $1.30, total about 8.5 over 15 here in this one. For Flaherty, comes in right now with a 3.5 ERA this season. He's gone over in 19 of his 31 starts. For Garrett Cole, he's 9-5 on the season with a 3.3 ERA. The Yankees went 13-8 with Cole here on the mound. These guys have very, very similar numbers. All up and down here. Both guys about a 225, 230 batting average against here. Both with a 282 BABIP. Flaherty even has a higher strikeout ratio than Cole. So this one, sounds pretty good here for sure. Tonight, can the Yankees get back in this series here against the Dodgers? Let's see if we can get some of your comments here. We've all seen it play out so far, so I don't think it's going to be, all that uh, shocking here as far as the matchups. We'll look at the play. We'll look at some of the matchups, though, here it feels like right now. Let me get to it. And let me go to your comments here, too. All right, we got not many yet so far here. Thomas is going to go with the over in this one. And of course, oh, Kelly, thank you. Yeah, how could we forget that one? The most famous one, also. That one was very similar, right? To here is Freddie Freeman with an RBI. Why not? And M. Look says, go Dodgers. Of course, we're talking about Bartman. Uh, Uh, Bartman was the man who interfered with Moises Alou and changed the whole complexion of the World Series against the Miami, then Florida Marlins, interfering with the ball that Alou probably would have caught. And he reached over, but the call was not made in that one. And that one was a little tougher to call, especially in the heat of the moment. Without replay as well. I don't know how that would have went down if there was replay at the time, but that certainly was the other one as well. So, all right, let's take a look here for against Flaherty. Good matchups here for Gleyber Torres, Aaron Judge, and Giancarlo Stanton, Volpe as well. And for the Dodgers, I think still a good matchup against Garrett Cole. For Mookie Betts, for Teoscar Hernandez, for Kike Hernandez, and for Will Smith. We're expecting temperatures here in the mid to low 60s and the wind blowing out to left field tonight, just 4 to 6 miles per hour. All right, and let's see here. M. Looks is on the Dodgers. Maybe a Yerpy here, says Kelly. Was saying Freddie, well, I would guess Freddie Freeman home run. And JPZ, he's back on the back. You're singing the old song, PZ. All right. Thomas here. Flaherty says could be in for a rough performance. Kelly says they needed it. Needed that Yankee game. Needed that Yankee strong game here. Robert likes the under. Justin likes the Yankees here in this one. All right. Yep, and Morgan says the fan has every right to the ball, and I think that ball was over the fence. I think it was over the wall, the railing there. You wonder if there's something to the interfere. The guys were ejected from the game. It may be, you know, if if you catch a ball in foul territory, you have every right to it, uh, as well as the player. So, all right. And I always thought, what else? Another thing's Morgan, where I always thought, like when you're the home team, though, how about that? You know how sometimes you don't want your player to be interfered with. If you're in the front row, you put your arms out. You make sure all the people around you don't interfere with your player if he was trying to catch the ball. Maybe be a big hero for your team if you were on the road or something. All right, we got some steam coming in here on some action tonight in the NHL right now with the Los Angeles Kings against the Vegas Golden Knights. The Vegas Golden Knights were a favorite here. They might still be a slight favorite, but the Kings off the back-to-back, off the loss last night to San Jose, but right now they're actually taking steam here at this point. Oh man, Sichuan just went down south. We're gonna lose those totals. Oh no. All right. So let me take a look here. Finish that thought a little bit. Okay, I think I'll make the play here in this one as well. Looks like you guys might be done with your selections here in this one. So, all right, let's see. Hey, Bankroll Spence. Nice to have you in the chat, Bankroll Spence. That's cool. Appreciate you stopping in and saying hello. First time commenter, it feels like to me here on the show. Thank you, Bankroll Spence. All right. Make sure here. I'm just taking a look. Good morning, Cliff Floyd, as well. Yeah, and again, I'm on the Dodgers here in this series uh, to win the series. That's what we said at the beginning. Take the Dodgers to win. They were favored to win the series here, and yeah, the bullpen game didn't necessarily work out there yesterday. It feels like, but I don't know. I think we might have good pitching. We might a little bit return to form here. It feels like maybe for the pitching in this one when you got two good starters here in this one. So I'll take the Dodgers to close it out and get the job done here and end our series, end our fifth night of Sports Equinox. Maybe we can get one more out of it, but I'm going to take the Dodgers. I'm already on the Dodgers in the series. So, maybe it would be appropriate for the Dodgers to return home. The Yankees extend it and make it exciting. But again, I just look at the price to me, $1.50 in the World Series. Flaherty, there is concerns, obviously, with his. We talked about it earlier with the Sharpie in his first start, right? The velocity down 2 miles an hour does have some hamstring tightness here, I guess, that's affecting him somewhat on the mound, and maybe he wasn't great in that first game, in that last game. It feels like, right, with 90 pitches, 5 1/3 inning, but just 2 earned runs. Couldn't quite make it to a quality start. Did give up the home run, but just one walk and 6 strikeouts for Jack Flaherty. So I think they're should be okay here for the Dodgers, but at plus $1.30 in a game that I don't know, could have to be a toss up, right? The Dodgers are still playing out of their mind here. Garrett Cole, look, if it was Garrett Cole from, I don't know what, 5 years ago or something when he was super dominant, and he could be again, certainly, but against this lineup, it would be a little bit of a task to kind of dominate these guys here at this point. So, Cole in that first game, 6 innings, 88 pitches, 4 strikeouts. He did get the quality start there, certainly in that game, as the Dodgers end up, remember, winning it, of course, 6-3, and with the incredible momentum shifting home runs. So we'll see tonight if it continues here. All right, Ray's going team total over. Udaya, hello. Great to see you. Thank you for all of your support. Udaya here. And Cliff says, give me the Dodgers team total over here. I'll just take the Dodgers to close it out. If we get another game, terrific. But we're on game 5 here. So Friday night would be game number 6 in Los Angeles should the Yankees win tonight. All right, I think you guys got your plays in. I'll take the Dodgers. All right, let's move to the NBA. We've got a big card tonight of NBA. We got 11 games on tap here, so we better get rolling. Start taking a look at these matchups. First week, really, of the first full week of the season here. So let's get started with the Hawks and the Wizards to get it going here tonight. Get everything kind of queued up. I'm kind of working out the kinks here on the new computer, so just bear with me. It might be a little bit slow to find where all the bells and whistles and keystrokes are over here with this new toy here. I don't even know what's that, but at least we're got a nice quiet studio where I can concentrate and maybe make some good picks here. All right. Hawks on the road against the Wizards in this one, with the Hawks a favorite here, already attracting the attention of handicappers here, it feels like, this evening. Hawks favorite on the road right now at 4.5. The total here is 230. I want to say it's higher than this right now. Nope, 233.5 here currently. For the Hawks, they come in here with a record of 2-2 so far. The Wizards are 1-2 so far this season. For the Wizards, they've also gone just 1-2 against the number. The Hawks, though, right now are 0-4 against the spread this season, but 4.5 point favorite on the road. They should be much better than the Wizards here, I would think, but man, they're not covering anything. Maybe they're lucky that they're playing the Wizards here at this point. Teams obviously just met. It was 121-119 in the last matchup, as Washington got the win on the road and covered the spread. So Atlanta could return the favor here in this one. With that win for the Wizards, they've covered 4 out of the last 5 meetings against the Hawks, and the Hawks have won 5 straight here in Washington, but did lose the game here the other night. Atlanta's gone over the total in all 4 of its games so far this season. Meanwhile, Washington has gone over in 2 of their 3 games so far this season. The game the other night went over with 240 points. And that total was 235. The teams played 2 nights ago. All right, see what you guys have in this one with the Hawks and the Wizards getting us started here on the morning steam. And it's going to be Justin here. He says he's got the Hawks in this one. Fernando says the Hawks will be up for the revenge here with the game 2 nights ago. Oops. For the Hawks, let's see how they fare in this one. Let me see. Oh, Hawks have a pretty deep injury report. Let's take a look at some of these and see if that factors in. Thomas Lewis likes Atlanta here. And Bird says Kuzma out here for Atlanta with that groin injury here. Got some more EuroLeague steam here with Panathinaikos and Lyon over 163.5. Okay, DeAndre Hunter questionable here for Atlanta. Zeller is out as well. A few other names here on the list currently.
System playing.
Morgan says top two, two of the top five pace of play teams coming up here in this one, so won't be a lot of defense, man. But that total is so high for me. I don't know if I can do it. I know it's about as high as it can get here. I guess maybe it's not as high as it can get. All right, let's see what you guys have in the. I want to go under. I want to go under here. The steam came in on the under. I really respect what Morgan says here, but I'm gonna go under after they played 2 nights ago. So to give me under 233.5 here in this one. Handicappers, I've show on the over here. It looks like the public also going to be heavy on the over. I'm showing 19 of every 20 tickets right now on the Hawks and over at this point. So I don't know if I disagree necessarily with the Hawks, even though the Wizards surprised them the other night. But I'm going to go under here, contrarian, let's call it. All right, let's see here. Ava, hello and thank you for being a first-time commenter here. Appreciate that. Ava and I, we are in sync. I've got the under. Ava's got the under. I know Morgan liked the over, but I've got a new commenter, Ava, so I'm really happy that you're here. Thank you, Ava, for making a comment. Good morning to our Tomps as well here today. All right, let's keep it rolling here on the morning steam. And there you go, Jermaine there as well. Thank you. All right, Fernando says going under here with that total. Look, it was 235. They went up to 240, right? I think that's kind of what Abe was saying there as well. So, all right. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Morgan, as well. Great comments on that game, man. No, that's like not a great game either, right? How about the Lakers going on the road here to take on the Cavaliers? The Cavaliers a 5-point favorite here in this one. The 4-0 Cavs, the 3-1 Lakers. Yeah, the Lakers lost that game to Phoenix, but they played pretty okay on that homestand, certainly to start the season. Cleveland comes in 4-0 against the spread. Remember, the Lakers, they actually ended up getting the money in that game against Phoenix. Lakers are 4-0 against the spread. A battle of undefeated spread teams here in this one. So far, these teams are kind of split as far as the total is concerned. But I will say, so far, the Lakers, as an underdog, did go under in both of their games as an underdog, but Cleveland as a favorite's gone over in 2 of 3 so far. So maybe mixed results there on the total heading in, but both these teams so far covering their number, no doubt about it. The Lakers here and Cleveland. Take a look at maybe what you guys have in this one. Should be a decent matchup for LeBron, for Hachimura here as well. But man, Cleveland tough D, and we'll see. Lakers got some injury woes here a little bit coming in. I'm showing this line is down to maybe 4.5 and 224.5. D'Angelo Russell, he's questionable. It does say Christian Koloko is out on the official report, but I've seen where Koloko has been cleared to at least resume play. I don't know if it'll be today. Currently lists him as out as of yesterday afternoon, but the last report I saw late last night says Koloko here is ready to resume activity with the Lakers. Austin Reeves will be probable here in this one. Craig Porter out for Cleveland. Maybe we get some of your comments here in this one with the Lakers taking on the Cavs here on Wednesday night. See what we got from the chat. And we'll start it off with Jermaine says he's got the Cavs to smash here as the Lakers get further away from home, maybe. I don't know. Thomas likes the Cavs here in this one. Here's our Tomps says give her the under here. And Fernando going to lean to the over. Thomas there says take the over on the Laker guards. Cleveland doesn't, let's see, taking the over. Oh, Laker guards don't play defense. Cleveland guards will feast on the Lakers there. Yeah, that's just it. You got uh, with with Garrett Allen, with Garland, with Mitchell. These guys are, looking pretty strong defensively right now. If anything, Evan Mobley, a guy who maybe is known for the LeBron. This is going to be tough. Mobley on LeBron a little bit here. Cliff Floyd on the Lakers here. Hello to Patrick as well. Saw Patrick hanging out last night with some of the guys over at Hoobanging, if I'm not mistaken. Robert McCormick says he's like Spider to go over 35.5. M. Look says like the over, lean to Cleveland. And Thomas says he likes Mitchell here to have a big game. I'm neutral a little bit on Mitchell in this one, but see here with the Cavs and the Lakers what you guys are going to do. I'll take here the Cavaliers to get this win and cover tonight. The widely reported steam did come in on the under here in this one, was as high as 227 on the opener, and now we're down here to 224.5. Could go lower maybe here even still to come, but I'm going to take Cleveland in this one. All right, another decent matchup here with the Celtics on the road against the Pacers. Pacers, though, not off to a great start, that's for sure. Just 1-3. You got to figure they're going to should be a little bit better than this. Sam Hauser out here, I believe, for the Celtics into this one. For the Pacers here, like I said, 1-3 so far. Celtics come in 4-0, 3-1 against the spread right now. Pacers, meanwhile, 0-1 against the spread at home. They did go over in their only home game so far this season. See what you guys have here in this one between the Celtics and the Pacers. Celtics have won 5 straight against the Pacers overall, but Indiana has covered 6 of the last 7 meetings at home against the Celtics, and they feel like they're in need here coming into this one. So see what you guys are doing here. And take a look at some of the comments with who's first? Ray Otachi in this one. He's got the Pacers +7. Here's Thomas on Boston. Art Thompson is on Boston as well. Sancho says he had the Yankees cash hit last night. All right, in this one with Boston and Indiana, looking at the personnel, got to like it all for Boston here, it feels like, except for maybe Big Al. Miles Turner does have, I believe, an injury designation. Let me take a look here. I don't think the injuries are totally impactful in this one. In fact, Miles Turner questionable with an ankle injury here. And Hauser, Hauser's been upgraded to probable here, I'm showing right now as of yesterday afternoon. So I have to check on that one. Yeah, I think I'm going to rule him in also. I'm going to rule that one as Hauser probable here. Okay. Twisted on the Pacers in this one and the over. All right. Morgan talking about the Heat and the Knicks there in the chat. Thank you, Morgan. All right, for me, I'm going to try Boston here, lay more points on the road. Boston just still feels like taking no prisoners here, crushing every number, it feels like at this point. I'm going to take Boston on the road in this one. I might have been guilty of trying to take a few too many points right now on some of these games, and maybe that wasn't the right approach. All right. Let's move on right now with the Raptors taking on the Hornets. Today, you got Toronto here on the road, currently 1-3. Charlotte comes in currently with a 1-2 record. Both teams have lost 2 straight here right now. You had Charlotte just lose at home against Miami. They failed to cover in that one. They did cover at Atlanta in a 5-point loss. For Toronto, they covered the spread in both of their losses at home against Denver, 127, 125. Remember, they lost, they had that big lead. They end up losing it in overtime, and they also covered against Minnesota. They were getting 15 points on the road, lost by 11, but nonetheless, right now, both teams actually have mentioned they're both 1-3, right? But Toronto or 1-2 for Charlotte, but Toronto 3-1 against the spread. Charlotte 2-1 against the spread. But I will note that Toronto did cover in their only road game, while Charlotte failed to cover in their only home game. So the widely reported steam did come in on the under here in this matchup. Right now, I'm showing the Hornets favored 6.5, maybe 6 here. The total has gone up here to 224 or so, 225 maybe. There might be a little bit more in this, right? It opened as high as 226, came down here, but now it's starting to see more pressure to the over here. Okay, we can get your comments in this one with Toronto and Charlotte. See here what you got. Oops. All right, here we go. See what you got here in this one with Hornets here for Twisted. You'll say take the Hornets minus 6.5 or so. And Toronto's won 7 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams. Been a pretty good series for Toronto, but again, this looks like a very, very bad team right now, Toronto. But I don't know. I don't know if I want to trust Charlotte here at this point. Toronto's been covering numbers and Charlotte laying it, but our Tom says lay it. Justin says lay it as well. Everyone wants the Hornets here so far. 3-0 on the chat. Could we have a little consensus action here from after what we saw yesterday? Team consensus. Yesterday just had the hockey plays 1-1, the over in that Wild Penguins game, but we know that the Bruins, what happened in that one? All right, Fernando here on the over in this one. I'll go with Fernando. I see all that support in there for the Hornets. I don't know if I trust him to cover that number. Let me take the over here with Fernando. The steam came in on the under, but I'm going to be a little bit contrarian here after we've seen so far. Toronto has gone over in 3 of their 4 games so far. Charlotte's gone under in 2 of 3. I will say Toronto did go under in that road game at Minnesota, and Charlotte in their only home game did go under, but still Toronto, they've been underdogs in all 4 games. They're 3-1 to the over as an underdog. So here comes Sancho with his other plays here today. So thank you, Sancho. He was 3 for 3. Oh, that was that yesterday. He was 3 for 3 yesterday. He outdueled Ramon here on the morning steam. That's for sure. I think I'm on a bit of a losing streak. It feels like right now on the show picks. All right, Jermaine on the over here. He's got LaMelo to get a triple double. And man, did we see Lonzo Ball get injured again, you guys? I know it's not totally serious, right? But what was that? I believe he either left the game with a wrist injury of some kind. He's going to be out for today, that's for sure. I should have looked more into it for my guy, but oh my God, Lonzo. I mean, we'll talk about that game in a minute. All right, I'm going to take the over in this one. Let's move on here to the Pistons and the Sixers here, with the Sixers favored by 3.5. And the total here is 218.5 or so in this one right now. So I better update that. That spread, that total's definitely moved. Worth a worth an update on the screen here at 218.5. This total going a little bit higher here right now with the Pistons and the 76ers on some widely reported steam here that came in this morning. Maybe there is a little bit more room to go here with the total over. The Sixers have covered The Sixers have covered 5 straight meetings between these two teams when playing here in Philadelphia. Right now, the Sixers come into this one with a 1-2 record. The Pistons are 0-3 here currently right now. Or what are they? 0-3, 0-4. That's 0-4 coming into this one. I missed one here coming in with the first game against Indiana. So they have covered 2 straight here after they're 0-4, but 2-2 against the spread, just to be sure here. Philadelphia 1-2 against the spread so far, 1-2 also straight up. Philadelphia has gone over in all 3 games so far, but Detroit's gone under in 3 of their 4 games. So what are we going to do with this one between Philadelphia and Detroit here today? Get your picks right now in the chat.
Critical notice.
Should be a decent matchup here for guys like Drummond and Oubre for the Sixers, also for Lowry, but Maxey will have a tough matchup against Cunningham here, and Ivy certainly against Lowry. It's probably a tough matchup, but Cunningham has a good matchup against Maxey. Jalen Duren, maybe a tough matchup against Drummond. See what you guys have here. If anything, Detroit taking on Philly. Here's Thomas is going to take Detroit today. Jermaine likes Cunningham under, actually, here in this one. Here is Justin. He likes this one to go over. And Ray says he's got Maxey under. I agree with this one for sure here, Ray. I like Maxey under on his props here. I like what Thomas said. I'm going to do that with Thomas. I'm going to take the Pistons here, plus the points against Philadelphia. All right, maybe no more from you guys there in the predictions on the game. So let me continue on. We saw Morgan's comments there back a few minutes ago about the game here with the Knicks on the road against the Heat. The Knicks do come in 1-2, and you have to be concerned. Let me check the injury report. We saw Brunson leave the game and come back, but we saw Josh Hart leave the game with a leg injury here, and didn't quite work out here for Josh Hart. He was not able to come back, I believe, with that leg injury. So, all right. And let's see here. Kevin Love's going to miss this game for the Heat. He is out of this game. Precious Achua is also out here for the Knicks. So maybe a little bit of a key injury there of Josh Hart. I don't believe he returned to the game. Brunson returned to the game, but Josh Hart did not make it back to the game, I believe, in that last game for the Knicks. So the Knicks, of course, ended up losing that game to Cleveland 110-104. Cleveland got the money here in that one. Right now, Miami 2-1, Knicks 1-2, as I said, but both teams are 1-2 ATS. In fact, Miami is 0-2 at home so far against the spread, but they are getting points here at home. The widely reported steam came in on the Knicks, and also it came in on the over here. I don't know if I mind that. We'll see what you guys say in the chat in this one with the Knicks and Miami. Miami has won 5 straight games against the Knicks at home and covered the spread in 4 of those 5 games. And it's going to be Justin starting us off. He likes the Knicks in this one. Thomas Lewis likes the Knicks here as well. R. Tomp says Heat in this one. And Morgan's Light says this is my favorite under in this one tonight. And Jimmy Ray here says he's got Jimmy B in this one over 18.5. See how I rate that one here. Robert McCormick likes the Knicks. I'm gonna take the Heat. I'm afraid here. I'm gonna take the Heat. I'm gonna take the Heat. I'm gonna take the Heat. If I'm gonna take the Heat, and I'm gonna take the Heat. Robert's on the Knicks. Like I said, I think mostly Knicks in there. I'm with R. Tomps here. I'm gonna take the Heat in this one. Plus the points. I have concerns there. Like I said, Brunson returned. Hart out. I would think here. Couldn't make it back last game. We'll see. Could be a good matchup for Hart if he is able to make the starting lineup. I've got the down arrow here on Tyler Hero in this one, but I do have Rozier and Bam for a pretty good matchup here right now, going up against Bam against Cat. So, okay, thanks, gang, for that one. Appreciate it. Next up will be the Magic taking on the Bulls. The Magic here on the road, a 5-point favorite or so, maybe even 5.5 here right now. The total up to 228.5. This one's climbed a little bit. There's still some fives out there. Maybe we can leave that number here at this point. But man, this has certainly been a fast climber on the total. Here was as low as 224 or so. So this one's been going up pretty fast. It feels like right now to the over here. We know Ja Morant certainly is out right now. This is probably one of the more significant injuries of the card here at this point. They're going to list him as questionable with that thigh injury right now. So maybe he could make it here. They're favored by 12.5. So maybe that isn't. I mean, certainly we know Brooklyn's having probably some issues here this season. They are 1-3. Memphis is 2-2. Memphis is 2-1 against the spread as a favorite. Meanwhile, the Brooklyn Nets here, or I'm sorry, Memphis 1-1. They pushed one of them, so let's call it 1-1. But Brooklyn so far 3-1 against the spread. 3-1. Oh, what am I doing here? Magic and the Bulls. I'm reading the wrong numbers here again. All right, gang. Here we go. All right, where did I leave off with Ja Morant? Why do I have Magic and the Bulls on the screen, you guys here? Did I miss? Is the graphic? Did I miss the graphic here? Let me just make sure. Okay. I'm going to go with the Magic and the Bulls. I think I just went too far ahead, you guys. Sorry about that. If you guys are, yeah, there you go. What game am I calling? Okay, let me go back. I want to go Magic and Bulls. I'm going to stay in order here. Sorry about that, gang. All right, Magic here on the road, a 6-point favorite, and the total is 228.5. Magic are 5.5 or 6. Okay, 5.5 or 6. There we go. All right, I feel a lot better now. All right, Orlando comes in with a 3-1 record so far this season. The Bulls are 2-2. The Bulls are 0-1 at home against the spread. They lost, of course, to OKC by 19 points as a 9.5-point favorite. Orlando so far 3-1 against the spread, but just 1-1 on the road so far against the spread. But I don't know. That seems like a pretty decent matchup. The steam came in on the Bulls and the under here in this one, but handicappers are certainly preferring the Magic here in this game coming in. I'll tell you this one has a big time trend here, though, with the Bulls and Magic having gone under in 12 of the last 14 meetings between these two teams in Chicago. Have gone under 12 of the last 14. Also, Orlando has won 5 straight. meetings, with Chicago going and covering the spread. They've won and covered 5 straight. Also, 4 last 5 have gone under, in addition to those 10 of 12, but 4 last 5 overall, as they went under also a couple of times, I believe, in Orlando. Okay, let's take a look now that I got it all together. Seemed like I got it straight. Thomas said go with Orlando here. He says no Ja Morant today. I am listing him as questionable here, which certainly is not in for sure, but maybe you give him a chance here. Why did I say that? He put it in. Thomas put Ja Morant. There I go back on the Memphis game again. All right. Here. Magic under here in this one for our Tomps. Totally ought to be on board with that. Twisted says so as well. I'm going to take Orlando and just get to that Memphis game. I obviously want to talk about it so bad. So give me Orlando here on the road. Like I said, handicappers appear to be on Orlando here. And thanks, gang. Let me go to the Memphis game. I obviously want to talk about it here. In this one, Grizzlies favored here by 12, right? It feels like a high spread if you have no Ja Morant, but that's what the total is right now. 12 and 225.5 here in this one with Brooklyn and Memphis. Brooklyn's 1-3. Memphis is 2-2 currently coming into this one. You got Memphis right now 1-2-1 against the spread. Brooklyn is 3-1 against the spread so far, but just 1-1 against the spread on the road. Memphis 1-1 against the spread at home. These teams have combined to go over in 7 of their 8 games so far this season. This is the one I mentioned, the total here up to 227 at a few books here right now. So this one appears to be going much, much higher at this point. Opened as low as 224, and we're seeing a pretty big move here with Brooklyn and Memphis, with 2 teams that have gone over in 7 of their 8 games. And Brooklyn 2-0 to the over on the road, Memphis 2-0 to the over at home. Five of the last 6 meetings between these 2 teams at Memphis have gone over. So all right, see what you guys have here in this one. A lot of trends to the over here. Our Tomps likes the Nets here in this one, and Twisted says Nets and over. And I'm going to take the Nets here in this one at 12 points. Like I said, we can be critical of the Nets. I'm still critical of the Nets, but they are covering numbers here at this point. If they're 1-3 straight up, 3-1 against the spread, I'm going to take the Nets here against Memphis with their question mark at this point, their big question mark with Ja Morant out. Okay, Robert's on the Nets here with me, and Jermaine says over, Grizzlies over. They're playing that fast pace. No doubt about it. Spurs and Thunder here. The Thunder are 3-0 coming into this one. The Spurs are 1-2. Oklahoma City has won 6 of the last 7 meetings between these 2 teams. They've also covered 7 of the last 8 meetings between these 2 teams overall. So pretty good record here for Oklahoma City in this series against San Antonio. Oklahoma City comes in not only just 3-0 straight up, but also 3-0 against the spread so far for the Thunder. The Spurs, meanwhile, 1-2 straight up and against the spread. While both teams have gone under in 2 of their 3 games so far, I will note that the Spurs did go over in their only road game thus far. The loss to Dallas, 120-109, is an 8.5-point dog. It did go over 227.5. Meanwhile, for OKC, they went over in their last game. The win over Atlanta, 128-104, is a 10.5-point favorite. See what you guys have here in the chat on this one with the Spurs and the Thunder tonight. And for me, let's see what I have here on some of the personnel. If Morant's in there, it's going to be a good matchup, I would think, against Schroeder, but also Jackson, a good matchup for him. But for Brooklyn, you got DFS with a pretty good matchup here, it feels like. See what you guys have in the chat. Now, what was I just? Gosh, you guys. Why do I keep going back to that Memphis game? I feel like I'm having a technical issue here. Just keep reading the wrong prop over and over again, like I'm on repeat. Let me just go to your plays here right now. I've already screwed up the show. Here we go. Ray's on the Spurs in this one. I agree, I think, with Ray. Widely reported steam did come in on the Thunder here and the over. Fernando likes the over here in this one. I kind of agree with that as well. Robert likes SGA. He's obviously, man, he's hot. Hot, hot, hot. These guys are hot. They're not covering, though. They're favored by too many points, it seems like, every time out. R. Tomps likes the over here. Twisted like the over as well. Spurs team total under here for Jermaine. I'm going to take the Spurs plus all these points today. I guess I'm liking points today here. I'll take it. And Kelly likes Wemby here to go over. And if I could ever figure out how to work my new computer, I might be able to read off the right stats in this game. All right, here we go. Here's my numbers here a little bit. Yeah, SGA, I've got all the overs here. Chris Paul is basically standing still on defense here if he even gets matched up with him, it feels like. SGA can have a big game here, no doubt. I'll still take the Spurs, though, with all these points. I don't think it's an awful matchup. Maybe I'm neutral on Wemby and, up against Holmgren, though. Maybe that's what you're looking at. All right, it's a consensus play here with the San Antonio Spurs. How about that? If I'd have known that, maybe I would have went with the total. Maybe I will go with the total here. You guys went consensus on, you don't need me to make the play here. I liked what R. Tomps Twisted was on it. R. Tomps was on it. Fernando was on it. I'm just going to make it a play here. I'll play my play right now. I'm going to go over in this one. Yeah, I'm on the Spurs, but I agree with you guys. Let the consensus reign here on the Spurs, and I'll add the over. It's a big card. I was probably, I was going to send out the over as my premium. So let's call it a freemium here with Spurs and Thunder over and the consensus on the Spurs. Let's do it. I'm going to parlay those up tonight on an SGP. All right, here we go with the Pelicans and the Warriors. We get to late night action here out west. All right, here we go. And in this one right now, we got the Warriors here, a favorite by 2.5. The total 219.5 here currently. We saw, of course, Warriors here last night was able to pick up that win with a real good team effort. It felt like last night without Curry in the lineup, here, and also he'll be out again tonight. It feels like in this one, Wiggins questionable coming into this game. DeJounte Murray, he's been out with a hand injury right now. Herb Jones questionable in this one for New Orleans. And let's see. Wanted to take a look here because Wiggins did miss that last game. So still great performance, like I said, by the Warriors. Just a real good effort by those guys last night. You had Pajemski going off there, 19 points in the game, 5 assists. He had definitely a strong performance. It was all the Buddy Hields. Also top-notch performance by Buddy Hield with 28 points on 9 of 18 shooting, including those 7 3-pointers. Draymond, he was okay, I thought, in that one. And Jackson Davis as well was okay, but Hield was lighting it up yesterday. Still a back-to-back here, no doubt, coming in for these two teams as they meet for the second night in a row. So what are you guys going to do with this one? How'd some of these other guys end up last night? It was a bad performance. Let's see. McCollum had his worst game of the season with just 5 points. That's, yeah, bad, bad, bad. Ingram was okay, certainly, 30 points, 4 rebounds in that one. And Herb Jones, before leaving the game there, let's see what the status is of Jones here. He exited the contest in the third quarter. He had 5 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 steal, but played just 20 minutes. So you got to think right now, as we said, Jones questionable here. So it'll be up to Javonte Green and Jordan Hawkins, I guess, at this point. Probably Hawkins, maybe a little bit more, right? So let's see what you guys have on the back-to-back here with these two. And we're going to start it off with Pelicans over. Let's see. Pelicans over for Thomas. That's good enough for me. I'm going to go right now to the over in this one with the back-to-back games, it feels like. Kelly says if Wiggins is out, go with Buddy again. After yesterday's performance, nailing those 7 threes, just do it again. Twisted says go over. I'm on it. I'm on the over here for sure. So, all right. Kelly says, don't forget that trend we talked about yesterday. It's been an awesome run here in this series. Golden State 21-4 straight up at home against New Orleans. Maybe that was part of the factor last night, right? That this organization, this team, even without their best player here, was able to get that win. Good comment there. Or Tom's likes the over. Maybe we should have went over premium here. Raise on the over. How about it? Kelly said the Golden State bench was terrific. They won that game. Sure did. Yep. And Morgan says, yeah, the tax is going to be on Morgan's. Tax is going to be on Buddy Hield here for sure. And Thomas says, this is a consensus play. Go over in this one. All right. Well, I'm just going to have to roll with the over here. I don't think I'm ready to go with. I may have a premium in this one on the side, and maybe got to save 1 or 2 here. So check me out over at Winnable today. We'll see if we can get there with one of these two teams. But I agree. I'll take the over here, New Orleans and Golden State. Last game on the card is the Trailblazers taking on the Clippers here. The Clippers, an 8.5-point favorite. Total 2. I think it's higher than this right now, 217 or so for sure. We've seen some movement here on some widely reported steam to the over in this game, and why not? I would think between the Clippers and the Trailblazers, it feels like something that I want to do here, maybe right behind them. Clippers come in 2-1, Portland 1-3 here right now, but the Clippers did fail at home so far in that game against Phoenix. They lost 116-113 as a 5-point dog here. Portland comes in with a 2-1 record against the spread, despite that 1-3 record thus far. But for these two teams on the total, the Clippers did go, like I said, over in that home game. Portland did go under on the road, but 5 straight meetings between these two teams have gone over, and 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams at LA have gone over. LA's got a new arena. This will be their second game in that beautiful new arena with that wall of fans everybody's talking about here. But let's see what you guys have here. I'm going over. I'll just say it right now before I get to the chat and see what you guys have. But Chase says 99% of the bets are on the over, and does that stuff matter at all? I don't know if it really does, but one thing I did say here, maybe I didn't finish my thought the other day. It wasn't a thought. I mean, I think people know this, but I prefer ticket count over the money. We've got our first, we got a Steam play. We haven't had too many here on the show. I was wondering if this new computer was not performing. This new computer is way better than that old computer. The Steam is coming in on the over in Kennesaw State and Western Kentucky tonight in that football game. It's going to go over 49, 49 and a half, maybe even higher here right now. We already saw it kind of gradually go lower, I want to say. It was as high as 53 and a half. Could be going back up here to 50 or more with Kennesaw State and Western Kentucky. We'll preview the game here a little bit. In just a couple of moments. We got the NHL here still to come. All right, let's continue on here right now, though, in this one with the Blazers and the Clippers. I already said I'm going over, and Twisted is going over as well. Thomas Lewis is going over in this one. Maybe it will be a better day. We seem to be clicking here a little bit. Kelly says 6 of the last 7 have gone over between these two teams. So play. Here comes a little steam in the NBA tonight. It's on the Philadelphia 76ers right now. I already said take Detroit, but right now the Sharps are kind of pounding the Sixers here a little bit. Probably going to go up north of what did I say it was? 4.5 here right now. It looks like we're getting 4.5s here right now. Philadelphia taking some steam here right now. Sixers. All right. And you guys are back talking a little Lakers prop action. I really like that here. But Robert says he likes the Blazers here in this one. Our Tom's also on the Blazers here tonight. It feels like Fernando on that over, man. Everybody's on this over. We're all on it. And let's see. And there it is. Another consensus play here on the over. How about it? All right, I'm with you. And if you guys look, I'm on the Blazers. I'll do it again. I know I had to save one maybe on that last game, but I like Portland here tonight. Handicappers are on the Clippers for sure, but I'm not sure this run here is going to continue necessarily. Clippers are 3-0 against the spread thus far, but feels like maybe here Portland can get this money. I'm going to try Portland tonight as a play. I'll go with them here on the show. That's what I'm going to do. All right. Let's see anything else there. There are the consensus plays there right now. And Morgan talking about that Kennesaw game there, and we'll get to it in just a little bit, but thank you, Morgan. And that's going to do it for the basketball card today. We got 6 games on the ice tonight. We got to get to it right now. Let's take a look at the action here with the Islanders on the road taking on the Blue Jackets. The Islanders, $1.55 road favorite here tonight against the Blue Jackets. And let's me call up some of the numbers here as we get rolling with these two teams. Here we go. Oh. All right. All right, here we go, gang. Right now, Islanders and Blue Jackets to start us off here in this one. You got the Islanders coming in currently 3-4-2, just 2-7 so far on the puck line so far this season for the Isles. They've gone over in 5 of their 9 games so far, and that's averaging just 2.4 goals per game. We know Columbus has scoring goals for sure, and they're also 7-1 on the puck line so far this season. So, man, competitive hockey here from Columbus so far, despite a 4-3-1 record, pretty decent, certainly. With these two teams, Columbus is coming off of a win last game. As a matter of fact, remember they beat Edmonton 6-1 here a couple of nights ago. They were pouring it on against the Oilers at home. Columbus comes in, though, with just one win in the last 9 games against the Islanders, and the Islanders have won 4 last 5 trips here into Columbus. So, as well as Columbus has played here, it feels like on that puck line, and the Islanders are just the opposite. Maybe it will be a 1-goal game, and the Islanders will just win. It feels like here in this one. Let's see what you guys have in the comments. So far, Columbus is 6-2 to the over. The Islanders are 5-4 to the over. And here we go with, let's see, Chase. So when we have a consensus, we're it's the chat. It's the chat all stars. I know you're asking Thomas, but oh, there you go. Yeah. When we get usually 3-4 more on one side or total than the other, then that's what we choose as the consensus here. And Thomas is in charge of that. All right, here's Twisted on the Blue Jackets. And Kelly says it is competitive there. Art Thompson is on the over here in this one. I think I am too. And Kelly says, don't lay the puck line with New York. That's for sure. I think the series history here is significant, actually. And I'm going to still roll with the Islanders. I'm going to take them on the on the money line here at $1.55. I know that's pretty big favorite. I figured it'll be a 1-goal game. It's down to about $1.50 or $1.45 even here in this one. And the total for the most part has moved to 6.5 under 20. Probably should update that on the screen because I think most of the books right now are saying 6.5 under 20 is the more popular line at this point. So a little bit of a move to the over here. And, well, that's not a great unfortunate move, but I think it might go over. But let me take the Islanders here in this one as a favorite on the road against the Blue Jackets to get another win over them. But Blue Jackets faring pretty well, no doubt about it. Here is Justin on the Islanders as well. And Kelly says Islanders are a good parlay piece here today. Okay. I'm interested that you guys do kind of agree with the Islanders because, like I said, I mean, the Islanders aren't covering puck lines and Blue Jackets are. And even though that's not reflective of a money line play, it still shows that, one team's playing better than the other as far as their expectations are concerned, it feels like. All right, here we go now with the Jets on the road against the Red Wings, and the Jets are a road favorite here. They are attracting the attention of handicappers here today as well. With this road favoritism, the total here is 6 over 15, 6 over 20 or so, with Hellebuck and Lyon apparently in goal here today. I didn't really check on the first game on the goalies here, so maybe I could peek at it still here a little bit and see if we got any confirmations yet. In this one, Lyon is definitely expected to start here at this point. The Red Wings are struggling a little bit defensively, but not with Lyon in there. Lyon 2.05 goals against and a 94% save percentage so far. So Red Wings have just given up 8 goals in the last 2 games, but been outscored 8-5. Handicappers kind of preferring the over here, it looks like right now. Let's see. Red Wings also struggling here to score. currently averaging right now just 2.8 goals per game. Jets averaging 4.4 goals per game and allowing just 2.4 goals per game as part of this terrific start right now. 8-1 currently for the Jets, 7-0 as a favorite so far. Detroit, give them credit. 4-1 so far. They're also 5-3 against the puck line as an underdog. Both teams kind of trending slightly to the over so far this season, and that's probably where I'm headed here at six, especially with that 6 on there. It might be lower right now. I have it 6/20, but for the most part, it's either 6 flat or 6/15. So maybe a little bit contrarian here. Maybe they are expecting more good play from Hellebuck. Didn't look great, I thought, right in that last game. Remember, they lost to Toronto for their first loss of the season, 6-4, in what turned out to be a pretty wild game. There, it felt like. So, all right, see if you guys have anything here. Winnipeg and Detroit coming into this one. And we're going to start it off with our Tomps likes the Jets here in this one. And let's see here. Twisted on the Jets. Kelly on the Jets. Here's Robert on the Jets. Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, bum, bum. So the Jets here for sure is another consensus play. You guys are hot today. I like it. All right. Thanks, gang. Wow. All right. Consensus play here on the Jets, and I'll take the over. You guys are on the Jets. I like it. I don't mind that, but I'll give out the over as my play, and the consensus here is on the Jets. All right. Here's the light. Now, usually on these consensus plays, I usually just end up betting with the chat. Don't even use it as a premium or anything. I just want to roll with you guys. Look, this show, Thomas saying, Ramon, tout your picks a little more. You don't, and I appreciate that. And again, part of my deal here is to plug my picks, right? But you know what? I'm here for you guys. I want to hear what I want you guys to lead me to some wins. I don't mind. Here again on our morning show. I'm supposed to win here, but okay. Lightning and Avalanche in this one. You got the Avalanche $1.20. Looks like a Noonan. Annanen might be in here again today. He's been the better goalie so far, I guess, for Colorado so far. And I just want to mention back on that Islanders game, Varlamov is definitely confirmed as the Islanders goalie there. All right, for Noonan here, 2.47 goals against. He's 4-1 so far. He's the man that's been in the net when the Avalanche have been winning, and it's been the other way around with everybody's favorite Gurdjieff in there. But Colorado 4-1 with Noonan in the lineup. He's got a 90.5% save percentage. Of course, Vasilevsky, we know how strong he is. He's 5-3 with a 2.5 goals against and also a 90.5 save percentage so far. Colorado's gone 7-3 to the over so far this season. Meanwhile, Tampa Bay just 2-3-1. 2-3-1 to the under as a favorite. But I will say this, even though Tampa Bay does not trend to the over like Colorado does. Colorado 7-3 to the over, as I said, but 6-0 to the over at home. And even though Tampa Bay is just 4-1 on the totals this season and 2-3-1 as a favorite, they are 3-1 to the over on the road. So I'm going to go over here with Colorado at home. I know that Noonan is definitely the better goalie. Vasilevsky is terrific as well, but I think there might be a little something more to that. And that's the trend that I think I would rather focus on here right now between these two teams. After all, Colorado's at home. where they've gone over in all those games. So I'm going to try the over here in this one with Tampa Bay and Colorado. All right, let's see what you guys have here. It's going to be Jermaine with Colorado in this one. Our Tomps likes the Avalanche here in this game. Here's Twisted with the over here. Thank you, Twisted, joining me on that over. All right. Keep it going here right now with the Flames on the road against Utah tonight. Hockey Club with Wolf and Ingram, I think, expected in goal. Although Veljmilka, he could be in there for Utah tonight, but I'm not sure. The widely reported steam came in on Calgary in this game, and Calgary has dominated this series. Remember, the Utah club is the Arizona Coyotes. Now, it could be, again, that, they've moved here to Utah where they're obviously doing pretty well. They got good, strong fan support. Now, they did blow that last game, and they're on a losing streak right now. So it's not all fun and dandy right now for Utah the way it's going. They've lost 4 straight, but Calgary has lost 3 straight after that red hot start. So it does bring a little bit of a difference to this particular matchup. But Calgary has won 10 of the last 11 meetings between these two teams, I guess you could say. Remember, Utah is not Arizona, but the players are kind of still Arizona for the most part, most of them here anyway. The total has gone over in 5 straight meetings between these two teams when the franchise is at home. Now that one could be a little different because they were playing in Arizona, but Calgary's gone over so far, 5-3-1 to the over. We'll note Calgary is 2-4 to the under as an underdog, and they are listed as underdogs here in the game currently. Utah about $1.20, $1.25, total 6 over 15, 6 over 20. I think the total there I have a little bit too high now. It's actually been going down here a little bit. I don't know if I agree with that move. Let's see what you guys have, though. Like I said, the steam did come in on Calgary here. Utah has gone over in 3 of their 4 games as a favorite. Here we go with some picks from the crew. It's going to be Twisted here is on the Flames in this one. Here's our Tomps on the Flames. Fernando's going to, he's got the Lightning back in that game. I also missed one here on that other game, I believe, with, I saw it here. Robert went with the Abs. So thanks, crew. All right, here, Jermaine says, how can Utah even be favored here? Maybe some of that series history you guys talked about. You guys are all over the Flames in this one. The steam's on the Flames. Here's Fernando on the over here. And Robert on Calgary. You guys are hot on Calgary here in this one. Man, a lot of consensus here today, possibly, right? So, all right, wow. I'll take the over here in this one with Utah and Colorado here today. Like I said, Calgary's been trending under. There's no doubt about it. Look at this consensus. We have the most consensus plays we've had on the show in a couple of weeks, it feels like, and we're not even done with the show. So, consensus play on Calgary. That's good enough for me. Gang, I was going to send out Calgary here, but I'm going to tell you, just roll with Team Steam consensus. Let's go. LFG. All right. Let's keep it going here right now. A couple more on the ice with the Golden Knights taking on the Kings. What happened, Kings? They kept it close, but the Sharks got that win. Are the Sharks, are they starting to play just a tiny bit better here right now? This is a TNT late game here tonight with Vegas coming in hot right now. 4 straight wins for the Golden Knights here currently. They are 7-2-1 here overall right now. They are 0-2 straight up on the road. A lot of that work has come at home. LA comes in here actually 2-0 straight up at home, 5-3-2 overall. But Vegas, not only are they winning, they're covering puck lines big time. They are going to be here though, favored in this one. So let me see. I think we're getting the goalies here in the Winnipeg. Getting the goalie confirmation now from Kakkonen will be the goalie for Winnipeg here tonight. Kakkonen in goal. I think we had reported earlier. And look, we're about 90% right on these goalie situations where the goalie is kind of in doubt, right? I think that's what it feels like to me. So but we definitely got this one wrong. Kakkonen going to be in there. No Hellebuck tonight, which, hey, that's fine by me. Like I said, I'm on the over in this one. So Kakkonen in there for Winnipeg. All right. Golden Knights here against the Kings here tonight. And let's take a look here with these two. You have the total's gone over in 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams in Los Angeles. But gosh, I don't know, man. I'm not sure I'm down with that actually in this one. Let's see if you guys have any comments here with this game with Hill and Kemper, I think, expected here. No confirmation yet, but Kemper has struggled here, no doubt. 6.29. Pardon me, gang. I was trying to hold in a sneeze there and a cough. All right, Kings here with Kemper, a 6.29 goals against average so far and an 89.5% save percentage. He's 2-0-2 thus far, been the winning goalie there a couple of times. For Hill, 4-2 in net so far, 3.19 goals against. He does have a shutout registered and also an 87.5 save percentage coming into this one. Let's see. The widely reported team, like I said, we were already on the show. Came in on the Kings. What? After that last game, what were they looking ahead? Were they looking ahead past the lowly Sharks to get to this one at home against the Knights? Could that be the case? Twisted might be over in this one. Kelly says this is the TNT game. It could be a tie. It's closely rated. Could it be? Like what, 3-3? Or will it be 2-2? I want to go under here, I think. Let me see here. Fernando is on the Vegas money line. Robert here is on Vegas here as well. So all right. I kind of want to go under. I mean, I'm sure that might be a contrarian move here. It feels like I want to see what the tickets are running here on the total so far. I say I like ticket count, but again, it's always early when we're on the show here. You won't hear me talk as heavily about percentages, but still good here. In fact, I mean, it's typical overnight betting here right now. 9 of every 10 tickets in pretty much every single game is on the over so far, and the money as well. Heavy. Everything on the over. The only one with a little bit of traction to the under is the Islanders and the Jackets. All right, I think that's it from the chat, and I'll just take the under here in this one with the Golden Knights and the Kings. I'm going under. And that total here is even lower than this. It's going down here, maybe even 6 flat. So the move is on the under in this game. Okay, here we go. Next up, last game, Devils and Canucks here in Vancouver. In Vank, Vancouver comes in 4-1-2. Devils are 6-4-2 so far this season. Vancouver's 1-0, just 1-0 so far. Is that right? 1-0 at home so far. They played that many road tilts so far, right? No, the last one is home. They have 2 straight at home here. They lost to Carolina. That's what it was. They lost that game 4-3. They got the puck line. They were an underdog in that one. I got it now here. So far, though, Vancouver just 1-3 to the puck line at home so far this season. New Jersey here 3-2 straight up on the road, but 0-1 and their only chance is an underdog here, and we definitely have the Canucks here as a slight favorite here tonight. See what you guys have here in this one. The Devils on the road here. Short, limited sample size. I don't want to say sample size, but these teams only meet here once a year. But the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone over the last 5. So that's basically the last 2 years, two plus years going over each time. I don't know if I mind that here, and I might like Vank. Let's see what you guys have in the chat on our last game here today on the ice. All right, here, nothing from you guys here on the ice in this one. All right, I'll just go with it then. Nobody has anything. Give me Vancouver here tonight against New Jersey at home. I'm going to take the Canucks to win with Lankinen here, I believe, against Markstrom. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Nothing confirmed here just yet, but for Lankinen coming in, 2.28 goals against so far. Fernando does like the over here. Twisted with me on the Canucks. Lankinen 4-0-2 here, 2.28 goals against and a 92% save percentage. For Markstrom, he's got a goals against of 3 so far and an 89.5% save percentage. So good numbers from Markstrom, but I'm going to take the Canucks. We got a few people liking the Canucks there in the chat as well. So
critical notice.
All right. Let's see. Twisted says, why do people care about the money or the tickets? The outcome is what it is. I think the perception here is what does the general public think? Twist. What is the guy like me? What is the average better thinking? There's an app out there. I don't know if anybody's ever uses this app. I like the app personally. Maybe for some of those tiebreakers or another app to see. In fact, this one might be more interesting. I don't want to promote these guys too hard. It's not a paid commercial or anything. I just think here's a little bit of steam. Let me give this out real quick, and then I'll talk about this. It's the Chargers and the Browns. Game to go under here between the Chargers and the Browns. Steam coming in. It's an early start on Sunday. Widely reported steam here coming in under 42.5 between the Chargers and the Browns. We know the Browns with Jameis in there, and for the Chargers, their offense hasn't been going great, even with Herbert. Well, he did have that awesome big yardage game, of course. So that's all I'm thinking there about it, Twisted. So let me show this a little bit here. One thing, so there's an app called Juice Reel, and in this app, much like other apps, people sign up to track their picks, right? They enter the picks, and if you sync your sports books to it, it registers what you have in there, what you have and what other people have. It registers all the bets that are made by the people who voluntarily sync up their app. So one thing they get to do is they get to monitor how they're doing, what plays work for them, and things like that. Okay, good concept. And here's the thing. So people say, oh, you know what? I don't trust those numbers on those sites, right? And we're done with the NHL, so I can fit this in. I went Vancouver. Okay, so we don't trust those numbers, right? Well, in this app, I would trust it, right? Because I know I use it. I put my picks in there, right? And I see how they're doing or whatever. And so it records everybody's bet, and it also classifies good bettors and bad bettors it doesn't say who they are or anything. Well, you can kind of disguise your name if you want. Mine's in there. So it shows all the people who bet, and it also shows when good bettors are on one team and bad bettors on the other. And there's a graph that actually shows where all the bettors are in the percentile. And you can see it kind of right here, showing all the bettors, right? You see the top 100%. This is a football game I looked at a little bit. Houston and Jets. I just picked the Thursday night game, right? So you see here it's saying the best bettors, 91% are on Houston, and that's where we're seeing all the best bettors right here, right in this one, all the mediocre bettors and all the bad bettors in here. So you can kind of look at some actual data there and see. And then, the ones that are over in the higher percentile, if they're betting more, I always say, well, there's a guy in the 90 percentile on this particular team. That's interesting to me. So I think just interesting data. I don't think people are making choices. Maybe they are, but just to see who other people are on is what it feels like to me, is what I like to look at. Okay, let's move on to that college football here a little bit and see here. Or maybe you guys had some plays, the Devils and the Canucks here a little bit. Kelly's with us on some plays here. As well. Let's see. Oh, agreeing with plays. Great job. Okay, appreciate it. That was Juice Real, Fernando, and I think I think some of this data is free on there, but some of it's like a $9 a month app. I don't mind. I like data like that. Of course, I think that's why I do a little different show here. I'm going to write it down. I think I'm under Mike's name here. I'll just do this. I know it's a weird name. So I'm going to type it in here to the chat under the sports money there. And you can sync your own sports books in there as well. And see, people can actually buy. You want to sell picks like Ramon Scott? You can actually put your picks in the juice reel, and people will buy your picks if you're good. What they do, you can find like the best of the cappers on there, and you could set a price even too. But you know how I sell my picks here. Okay. College football now, says Twisted. Let's do it. And there it is right there. And maybe we can get a sponsor. Shout out Juice Reel here. All right. Because I think it's more. If people say they don't trust those numbers, this one actually, and again, these numbers are going to be a lot smaller. You have a way smaller sample size, even though that looked like right there 100. That felt like it looks like about, to me, at least 100 bets in there, right? So it's a smaller sample size for sure, but pretty true data, it feels like. So okay, let's go to the college football and end the show here. And hello, Sharpie says he likes the Yankees here. He says he wants to take it home. Well, he probably doesn't want to take it home, but oh no, not at all, Twisted. I agree with you. There are no doubt people don't trust. And again, I don't really go with money. Like people say, hey, and my great friend Jimmy across the street says tickets and money. I don't go by the money, right? Because hey, when I'm betting here, right? Maybe my friends in the chat, they say the average bet, and I'm coming here. I'm not a high roller, okay? I'm average Joe. I'm presenting the games. I'm picking. I want to pick them right. I want to have great picks, sell you great picks, and all that. Hopefully, I have a strong percentage. But here's the thing: when you have the percentage of tickets, one man's pittance is another man's fortune, right? My $100 bet, or is like they starting to say right now, they're starting to accumulate all this data. The average bet of a sports bettor is $100. Maybe one unit is $100, right? So what if I have a solid winning percentage? Maybe I'm hitting 58% over the last couple of weeks, and we got Thomas betting $1,000 when he's hitting 53%. We'll give him a winning percentage because he's Thomas. But I think that's what I'm getting it right. And whale betting too. Whales are supposed to be not great bettors. They're just high rollers that have high limits, because we know the sharpest sports bettors get limited. here, or ways are found to limit them. And often they have to buy with more tickets. So I think that's just very, very interesting. So, okay. Yep, I appreciate it. Twisted, awesome comments from you guys. Yeah, hopefully that's what you get from me, honesty, and uh, I like to make a lot of picks. That's what I feel like is my forte a little bit. I love looking at all the sports, and hey, I'm looking for the greatest cappers in the world too, right? We all want an easy ticket. Okay, let's go to the college football here. It's not; these aren't great games here. Certainly, you got Liberty here playing. And if anybody saw Kevin Harlan last night, I know we all like to say Liberty Bibberty, and I'm like, I don't like to say Liberty Bibberty but Kevin Harlan did say it last night, so I guess we could say Liberty Bibberty. All right, let's take a look at this one here with Jacksonville State taking on Liberty here tonight. Jacksonville State coming in 4-3, but 3-0. They're actually ahead of Liberty in conference play here right now at 3-0. Liberty is 3-1. They lost to Kennesaw, remember, as a 27-point favorite in that game. We had Kennesaw plus the points. So far for Liberty coming in. They've had some troubles defensively here, certainly. The widely reported steam came in on the under in this game right now. Let's see what we got. It's still 63.5, 64 here at Bovada right now. I don't know where the steam is, but it was reported that it came in on the under. But man, is it really going to go under with these two teams here tonight? For Jacksonville State coming in, they've in their last 4 games, they've been averaging, I don't know, feels like 50 points a game they've scored. Let's see here. 44, 63 points, 42 points, 54 points so far. I mean, they are a machine here right now offensively, Jacksonville State. Now, Rodriguez, 9-2 is Jacksonville State in conference play with Rodriguez here so far. Now, he always hasn't been a great road underdog, that's for sure, but the spread's getting pretty tight here. 2 for the most part. In fact, the move has kind of been on Liberty. Feels like here so far. They open 1.5 here. And we know Jacksonville State, total running team for sure. Here in this one, they've gone over in 5 of their 7 games so far this season. All right. Last year, Liberty won 31-13, running for almost 250 yards. That game was at Jackson State. So, okay, let's see what you guys have here in this one. Liberty's won their conference games by 6 points, 7 points, 18 points. See what you got here in this one. Thank you, Sharpie, for giving us the baseball update here tonight. He says now that Flaherty's on shorter rest, it's going to be a bigger problem. That's why his velocity's down. He's got that hamstring injury as well. That's got to be bothering him a little bit. Thomas is on Jacksonville State here in this one. Roberts on Jacksonville State in this one. R. Thompson likes the over here in this one. Sharpie says it's going to be a rough performance for Flaherty here. All right. And Twisted says, give me Liberty and the under here in this one. All right. I'm taking Jacksonville State. I'm not fading Twisted. I'm just taking Jacksonville State as my pick here to get this one, maybe even a win on the road here. They are the undefeated team right now in league play, and I'm going to take them here. I'm showing handicappers slight lean to Liberty here at this point, and they seem split on the total. All right. Thanks, gang. You guys got your picks in here on this one. And let me move on with Kennesaw taking on Western Kentucky. We saw Kennesaw with that big upset win. Remember, they were 0-6 going in before they beat Liberty last week, 27-24 for their first conference win as well. So Kennesaw on the board here in FCS 1A play with their first win as an FCS team. They lost to Jacksonville State. If you want to make any kind of comparison here, they lost to Jacksonville State 63-24. They also lost to Middle 14-5. So far, they have a quarterback passed for 805 yards, but just 3 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. Kennesaw is 2-4 against the spread as an underdog this season. For Western Kentucky, 5-2. They're 3-0 in conference play right now. They've gone under in 3 of their last 4. Of course, Western Kentucky, they've got a much more prolific style offense here. They scored in their conference games, those wins, 49, 44, 31 points so far. Veltkamp, 1,400 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Hilltoppers have covered 5 straight. They're a 24-point favorite, though, here in the total of 49. I think I could even figure that out. I mean, it's almost exactly half. So I guess that would be 36-12 or so. 36-12, 36-13, 37-13. 36 is an unpopular number in football. It's kind of funny, right? You could think almost like, hey, 49, how am I going to get there? 36-12, that's kind of a funky. You're not going to get funky scores with wide scores usually, right? Funky score is like with field goal, where you need little scores. That's why you see weird things like 18 and 19, 18, 22-15 or something like that. But 36-12, that doesn't sound like a real score at all. But 37-13, 37-14, 38-14, something in there. But that would go over. So I don't know. The steam came in on the over while we were here on this show, but I thought I was going to go under in this one. Western Kentucky is 18-9-1 against the spread in their last 27 conference games. They've been covering everything. It seems like they're also 18-8 against the spread, coming in off of a win. But can you do it here and lay 24 points against Kennesaw after we saw Kennesaw cover a big number against Liberty? Maybe so. I don't know. Western Kentucky, maybe a little bit. They might be better than them. Here we go. See what you got here. And going to start with Kennesaw under here for our Chomps. Mark that one down. I mean, I think I'm liking that, but I think I am liking that. Yep. All right. Twisted says, gotta try Kennesaw again. Just can't do it. Robert's on the under here as well. I'm going to lay 24 points, and I'm not going to do it in a premium. I'm going to take it right here on the show. Actually, I'll lay 24 points if I'm going to do it here on the show. Look, the bets I make on the show picks are not the same amount that I'm putting on those premiums. You can rest assured that. But I'm going to bet Western Kentucky because I'm betting every game. So let's bet Western Kentucky here tonight in Sunbelt action here as we are done with the morning steam. Oh no! All right. Want to thank everyone here for joining me on the show tonight. We have all those consensus plays. How about it? Thomas says he was going to take Western Kentucky. Just needed a little confidence, a little boost from me to lay those 24 points here tonight. All right. It's going to do it here on the show. Thanks a lot for joining me here on the Morning Steam. I'll have a little something over there on the Winnable app today. Thomas said, promote your picks, Ramon. It doesn't matter. Here, you can get my best plays over at winnable.com. Hopefully, we had a bunch of winners here. Thanks to the chat putting me on some winners here, I hope, today. I thought we were actually clicking on some of the plays, which might be a good sign. I think I'm on a little two-day losing streak here, no doubt. So let's get it going here today and check me out with my premium plays over at Winnable. You know what I'm doing? It's not a secret. If I'm hot, if I'm hot and we got a bigger card, it's going to be a little bit bigger price. If there's fewer games, maybe I'm not doing as great. Maybe we lower the price, but it's always going to be $20 a month, 67 cents per day to get a handful of plays from me. This isn't just one or two plays. Look, I appreciate those guys that can do 1, 2, or even 3 plays a day. And hey, maybe they do hit 67%. Maybe they play 4 plays and hit 75%. You're still not going to make it there really if you're bombing away, because if you're hitting 75%, probably going to start limited. You got to spread your action out. High volume is the way to go. And hey, I'm looking for those 75% handicappers. So let me know who they are, if you know what I mean. So you just got to keep plugging, keep firing, find the best lines. That's what we do here at the Morning Steam. That's why we go over the lines the way we do and make the plays the way we do, and try to put you on the best sides or the best value here anyway. One thing I do stay away often, not all the time, are kind of some of those runaway spreads, those runaway favorites. I'm not talking about 24 because it was 24, but I'm talking about the ones that were 17 and moved it to 24. Those are the ones that sometimes we lay off a little bit. So check me out over here at Winnable. You can click the QR code in the lower right-hand corner of the screen there, and it'll take you right to my Winnable page. Again, just days worth of plays, just a couple of dollars here. Today, I think it's $3.75, $4, something like that. And you can use the promo code STEAM to save 20% off those plays. This is how you support me on the show, and you get all of my opinions over there as well. Over at Winnable, you can set text notification updates. Those plays come in premiums there, usually between 2 hours or less before game time. Want to get all the best information out there. And also the free plays come in as well. So check me out over at winnable.com. All right. Thank you, everybody, here for joining me on the show. There's the address to get those plays. There's the QR code in the upper right-hand corner of the screen now. And there's the promo code to save it. 67 cents a day is a little bit too much. Use that promo code. That'll knock it down to about 50 cents a day. Buy me a pizza. Buy me some beverages or something here. This is what keeps me going. I used to charge $25, $35, $45 for just 3, 5, 7 plays a day over at that other site. That's not how I'm doing business now. Over there, hey, sell some plays to some whales, get on a good run. That was good business, no doubt about it. I missed some of those days, but I'm doing it this way now where I can have my plays viewed by more people. I'm so excited that I have so many subscribers over here at Winnable right now, mostly to the free package, I'll be honest with you, but appreciate all those paid subscribers too, especially. So they've been a big boost to my confidence over here on the Sports Money channel. I left a huge 43,000 subscriber channel with a big backing of, millionaire owner over there told me, "You've made a big mistake, Ramon, leaving us for that venture over there." But so far, it's worked out pretty good. A lot of people following the picks, and that's what's more important. I want more people following my picks than bringing in a couple of whales to ride with the picks. So check me out over at winnable.com. All right, it's going to do it for the morning steam. Thank you. We're back tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific. Don't forget, tonight, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific, Mikey Money joins you with pre-gaming. He's going to have all the plays from his perspective for tonight, including the World Series, NBA, NHL, and maybe one of those college basketball games will tickle his fancy a little bit here tonight. So don't forget also programming coming up with First Strike. The guys will preview the card from Edmonton, Alberta this weekend. I previewed my card my preview over at VB MMA Picks here on YouTube. Check my video. We had Uncle Wheezy as the guest this week. So if you missed Wheezy a little bit on some of these channels, we know he's got his other channel going too. He's one of the most popular guys in MMA handicapping. Uncle Wheezy was the guest this week with VB and I. So check it out here on YouTube. But we got great main event here this week with my man T1E's Pride here with Brandon Moreno going up against Albazi, and also a good co-main event, still 5 rounds, Nami Yunus and Blanchfield. That was supposed to be the main event actually, but this Albazi Moreno fight, which was postponed because of a neck surgery to Albazi to November, and then maybe he was feeling a little better, or maybe they wanted to use it. They've moved into the main event of this card here with Albazi and Moreno. So check out the coverage from First Strike, and don't forget the live coverage this Saturday with the UFC card. It begins at 5 Eastern and 2 Pacific. A little bit of news regarding this. Please join me and Keith each and every stride here on the Sports Money YouTube channel on Friday. We'll be presenting live betting and handicapping coverage of the Breeders' Cup World Championships from my home track at Del Mar. So join Keith and I. We go over all the championship races on Friday, and then we're going to come right back and do it on Saturday as well. Now, we will be overlapping coverage with the Breeders' Cup and the UFC. So we don't want to make you choose. If you want to watch that UFC coverage with the gang, we definitely encourage you to do so. But again, the races are just a couple of minutes as well. So if you want to check us out, Keith and I are going to be going from all the way there to, I think, 2:45 Eastern to 5 or 6 Eastern time with the championship coverage on Saturday of all those top races. Just introducing the horse racing coverage here a little bit to Sports Money. Mike wants to have a little bit of that. And if I've got a chance to work with an enthusiastic handicapper like Keith, we're definitely going to do something here. So please join me for that show. It'll be pretty fun Friday and Saturday for the Breeders' Cup World Championships. If you're not familiar with the top event in horse racing, this is the big deal for the most part. There's some money races, especially in Dubai, that maybe are a little bit bigger, but I think everyone gears up. These are the World Championship races in different just disciplines, I guess, if you call it. They have sprint races and route races, turf races and dirt races, 2-year-olds, and also older horses, of course, in the Breeders' Cup Classic, which is the biggest race of them all at the Breeders' Cup. And the fact that it's at my home track of Del Mar, I wanted to do something, and we got one of the best right now, one of the top horse race handicappers on any of these YouTube channels with Keith each and every stride. So please join us for that coverage here this weekend. All right, it's going to do it here on the Morning Steam. We'll be back tomorrow. Appreciate it. Appreciate the picks, too. Make sure you head over to Winnable, and let's roll with those premiums. All right, for the Sports Money Network, Sports Money is money. I'm Ramon Scott. See you tomorrow. Thanks, Sharpie. That's right, Sharpie. That's what they do. That's why we do it. Okay. Thanks, gang. Oh, Jetson. Thank you, Thomas.
There's a war going on. The books can't escape from the team called the Morning Steam. It's time to break one for cover. That's gonna cover. That's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with Sports Money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice or might play a parlay. It's the Morning Steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports Money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the mother.